Night is the great equalizer. In sleep, kings and beggars alike surrender their breath to silence. And sometimes, the silence does not return them. There is something hauntingly poetic about the idea of dying in one's sleep. No struggle, no warning, no farewell. Just a quiet slipping away under the blanket of night. A final exhale that never calls back the inhale. A final dream that no morning light will interrupt. And yet, behind this quiet ending lies a question that unsettles us all. Why does it happen? How does the body, alive and full of rhythm during the day, suddenly betray itself in the darkness? Why do some simply never wake up? This is not just a mystery of medicine. It is a mirror of our deepest fears about fragility, time, and the thin veil between here and nowhere. The truth is layered, and it begins with the heart. At night, when your body drifts into deep sleep, your heart slows down. Your blood pressure falls. For a healthy person, this is renewal, a chance for the body to repair and rest. But for someone with a hidden weakness, a fragile artery, or an electric misfire in the heart circuitry, this calm can turn deadly. According to the American Heart Association, sudden cardiac arrest claims over 300,000 lives every single year in the United States, and many of those deaths happen in the quiet hours of the night. Think of it like a car engine idling too low, until one night, without warning, it stalls and never starts again. But the heart is not the only silent player in this story. There is a thief in the night that steals breath itself. It is called sleep apnea. Imagine falling asleep, your chest rising and falling, but suddenly nothing. Your airway collapses, your oxygen drops. Your brain, if it senses danger, jolts you awake just enough to gasp, to pull in air. But what if the signal comes too late? The Centers for Disease Control estimates that more than 25 million American adults live with sleep apnea, and most don't even know it. For many, it's only snoring, an annoyance. But for some, it's the difference between waking to another day and never waking at all. Now, let us move deeper into the night, into the brain's fragile kingdom. The brain is a switchboard, directing every beat, every breath, every memory. But sometimes, in the darkness, a storm hits. A clot blocks a vessel. A weak artery bursts, and blood can no longer reach the cells that hold our consciousness. According to the American Stroke Association, nearly 1 out of every 4 strokes occurs during sleep. These are called wake-up strokes. The cruel truth is that by morning, when family members discover the stillness, it is often too late for treatment. Imagine drifting into a dream, and somewhere between dusk and dawn, the bridge between thought and body simply collapses. But here's where it gets even more surprising. We often hear the phrase, "They died peacefully in their sleep." And in many cases, it's true. Neurologists suggest that when the brain shuts down during sleep, it happens before pain can even register. The person does not feel fear, does not feel panic. The body may struggle, the heart may race, but the mind has already slipped away into unconsciousness. The death that we imagine as peaceful often truly is. And yet, not all cases can be explained so neatly. There are rare and mysterious stories that puzzle even the brightest doctors. In certain parts of Southeast Asia, young men, often healthy and in their 20s or 30s, have been found dead in their beds. No heart disease, no stroke, no warning. Scientists call it sudden, unexplained nocturnal death syndrome. In some cultures, it is tied to folklore, spirits, or curses. In medical journals, it remains a question mark. The body, perfectly strong, simply does not wake. It is a reminder that sleep still guards secrets, and that life can vanish even without a reason we understand. But before you let fear creep in, let us look at the truth more closely. The vast majority of people who die in their sleep are not taken by mystery. They are taken by conditions we know: heart disease, high blood pressure, untreated breathing problems, strokes. In other words, the body gives warnings long before that final night. The problem is, we often do not listen. Think about the pace of your days. The stress, the endless screens, the skipped doctor visits, the late-night meals, the way sleep is treated as a nuisance rather than a necessity. Every choice writes a line in the story of your night. Treat your body well, and the night refreshes you. Neglect it and the night may claim you. But here's a fact that might surprise you. Research from Harvard shows that people who sleep less than 6 hours regularly have a much higher risk of dying from heart disease. Not more, but less sleep. That means the very thing many of us cut short, the quiet hours of rest, is the thing most likely to keep our hearts alive. Sleep is not wasted time. Sleep is medicine. And still, another layer exists. In sleep, the body is paralyzed. This is natural so that we don't act out our dreams. But in this paralysis, there is also vulnerability. Your mind dreams, but your muscles are silent. Your defenses are lowered. You are, for those hours, at the mercy of your own biology. For most, this is safe. For some, it is when the body loses its battle. Now pause for a moment and imagine the reality. Every night, billions of people across the world surrender to sleep. They close their eyes, trusting they will rise again with the sun. And almost all of them do. The odds are overwhelmingly in your favor. But the fragile truth is that a few do not. And it is that uncertainty, that reminder of mortality, that makes sleep not only a biological need but a spiritual mirror. So what do we do with this knowledge? Do we fear the night, or do we honor the day? The practical truth is clear. If you want to reduce your risk of never waking, you must care for your body. Get your heart checked. Control your blood pressure. If you snore heavily or wake up gasping, see a doctor. It could be sleep apnea. Exercise. Eat well. Rest fully. Treat your body as though you plan to live long, because your body listens to every choice you make. But there is also a deeper lesson. Death in sleep is unpredictable. Could be at 80 or at 40. It could come after years of warning, or in a single silent moment. And so, the greater question is not when you will die in your sleep, but how you will live before you do. If tonight were your last, would you be at peace with how you live today? Would you feel you loved enough, laughed enough, tried enough, forgave enough? Or would you feel regret at all the days you assumed would keep coming? Every morning you wake is not automatic. It is a gift, a breath, a chance, a new page. So when you close your eyes tonight, don't close them with fear. Close them with gratitude, because life is not measured by how you die, but by how you live before the night claims you. So now you know why people sometimes die in their sleep. The heart, the breath, the brain, and sometimes mysteries beyond science. But here's the bigger question. Does this truth make you fear sleep, or cherish it more? Tell me in the comments. And remember, night is not only the equalizer. It is also the reminder that life itself is fragile, that tomorrow is never promised, and that every sunrise is a gift you hold only once. So tonight, when you drift into dreams, ask yourself, if the silence comes for me, have I lived enough today to let it find me at peace? Because in the end, the night takes us all. But until it does, live as though every morning is your miracle.